The people who I most frequently hear from who cannot find a job are the people who are applying to a huge volume of jobs.
Okay.
It's not weird for me to get an email from someone saying, please help. I've applied to 250 jobs this month. I haven't got a single interview. I don't know what's wrong. And what's wrong is you have applied to too many jobs. Welcome to Next Job Now.
The podcast where we help you get your next job
right now. Hi, I'm Greg Langstaff. I'm a certified resume strategist. I've written over 2,000 resumes, and I love helping people get new jobs.
And I'm Jeff, and I have a lot of questions about job searching. And together, we're going to talk about everything you need to know about landing your next role. So today in this episode, we're diving into keywords and professional branding. By the end of this episode, the goal is that you'll understand how keywording will optimize your resume to stand out, and how creating a professional and personal brand will reshape how hiring managers view your application. So, Greg, today my biggest questions are, do I need to rewrite my resume every time to make sure that I'm using the same words? Is it possible that keywording is going to ruin my chances at an interview? So before we dive into those questions specifically, can you tell me a little bit more about what we mean when we talk about keywording?
Yeah. So when we're like applying to jobs, our resume is like going into the applicant tracking system, the ATS, as you've probably heard of. And like there are features in an ATS scanner that are looking for specific keywords. I think that like subject is a little overblown in the job search world. Like it's very rare that someone is applying to a job that they have enough experience for and they're, have relevant job titles, and they get like kicked out because they didn't say they were a project manager 3 times in their resume somewhere. So yeah, like keywording, to me, it's more important to have the right words in there. So when someone's reading your resume, that they're seeing that you're qualified because you've done work relevant to what they're looking for.
So should our keywords, is that coming from just our experience in a particular industry to say, well, because I'm in digital marketing, I know about email campaigns. So I'm going to keyword email campaigns because I know that they are looking for someone to manage their email campaigns.
We certainly want to say those words in the resume a couple of times, but it's like, I want to be very clear about this, about ATS scanners. Like, it's not a game where whoever says the right words the right number of times in the resume is getting the interviews. Like, these are sophisticated software tools, and like companies pay a lot of money for them, as I talk about. And it's, and like, so they're not gonna like, the software is not gonna prevent a company from seeing a good candidate because they called it like social media marketing instead of social media like content creation. Like it's about speaking about the right skills in a way that someone reading it could see that you could do this job they're hiring for.
So a lot of folks will copy the job description language, put it in size 2 font, hide it in white text in the footer of your resume. Is that getting picked up and is going to put your application to the top of the list because you hit all of their requirements?
No, the software pulls the text out of the resume, so they'll see it. They'll either see it or it won't count. So like they're gonna see the full thing and they're gonna like clock that, and you'd probably be blacklisted from the whole industry. And if that worked and the system, like the ATS said, oh, this person had all the keywords, like interview them, you're still going to be in a pile of 50 resumes that someone has to read. And if you don't have impressive accomplishments and relevant like skills in there, you're going to get tossed out because you're up against 50 real people. So you want to look at the job description of the job you're applying to. And like in there, we're looking at tasks they're asking us to do. We're looking at industry terminology that they're mentioning. We're looking at like any software or technology or equipment that you have to use in the job.
From what I understand, keywords are going to also kind of influence your professional branding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've touched on professional branding in the past, mostly around creating a professional title. Um, an example could be a digital marketing specialist or a product development expert. What's the relationship between keywording and branding?
Well, I mean, like if you're branding yourself appropriately for the like jobs you're targeting, then your brand is going to be full of keywords. So, like we would, if we're applying to say a logistics coordinator role, um, and we've done some logistics work in the past, our first thing in our professional title should be logistics coordinator. Like we want to answer the question immediately, I have done this work. I am who you're looking for. And so like your professional title, it starts with that. And then in like the key skills section, again, more for a person reading it than for like a software, we want to list like all the skills that they say they were looking for in that logistics coordinator position. We want to list all of those to show them we have them. Now, that list is helpful, but is meaningless if you don't then describe how you've used those skills later in your bullet points. But it's a great way to like set the stage that you do have the skills that they are looking for, and it'll get them to actually read your bullet points.
When I hear the term professional brand, personal brand, professional brand,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going full marketing mode
Mm-hmm.
of, colors, design. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the design, the layout, the color palette that you're going to use, the headshot that you're going to put on?
No. You're not a sports team. Like we don't need a like a color scheme or anything. But it's just like the words we're using to describe ourselves up
Mhm.
front. Like we might say like digital marketing's an easy one to do. Like we'd want to start with digital marketing manager. Then we might say like what's your best skill within like that world that you operate in, and maybe it is like social media marketing. So we could say we're a social media marketing leader. Again, that's just a title you're giving yourself. And then the last piece that I might throw in is like if you have a specific industry or if you've worked in the industry you're applying to. So like software, like or tech industry expert, just to say like if I can do digital marketing with like a focus on social media in the tech industry, if that's a job you're applying to, and those are the first three things you've said to describe yourself in the professional title, they're immediately very interested in you because you've checked those boxes for them in the first like 9 words of your resume.
Now, I brought up headshot to see if I could get a reaction out of you.
Let's save it for LinkedIn. And I'm just saying, like, not in any English speaking country that I've worked within. Like Canada, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand are sort of the main countries I'm working in.
It could be the norm in other parts of the globe.
If you're from somewhere else, ask around, see what other people are doing.
Do you consider like career highlights part of the professional brand? Professional summary, is that your brand as well?
Yeah. I'd like when I'm talking about branding, I'm really saying like everything before your experience. So like that's the titles we just talked about. It's the key skills section. And then like, yeah, 2 other options. And I usually, when I'm writing a resume, just pick one, is professional summary, like a paragraph about your work, or a career highlights section, which is kind of a deconstructed paragraph about your work.
What do you mean?
Okay, so like in a career highlights section, rather than just like running through 4 random relevant thoughts about me as a professional, I'm gonna give each of them a title. So it might be like sales success, and then I would do like a very short bullet point that maybe adds up like the cumulative total of all my sales, like sales success, 13 years generating over $10.6 million in sales within the software industry.
I know that you said we're not a sports team, but it's a little bit of my top stats.
It is, yeah, it is your top stats.
Your top, most impressive, cumulative information that's going to go, oh, this is the experience that we're looking for.
Yeah, and it could be like a highlight like that. like we talked about, or it could be like the breadth of your experience. If you're in accounting, it might be like accounting expertise, 12 years running accounting functions, including accounts payable, accounts receivable, general ledger accounting, and more. Like, just they know how many years you've been doing it and the breadth, and like that sort of counts as a highlight as well.
Career highlights, professional summary. You don't need both.
Yeah, and both of them just exist to share like what you do, how many years you've been doing it, and then ideally like highlights and like breadth of your expertise.
Are we changing all of these for every application? Because to be honest, the thought of changing my professional brand every time, changing the keywords, the professional summary, my career highlights, like that, for those who are applying to hundreds of jobs a week, there's a lot of anxiety that comes around how many versions of this resume, how frequently am I updating this? Like, do you have anything? I guess what I'm looking for from you is, do you have an idea or suggestion that will ease that kind of anxiety of so many versions and needing to tailor my resume to every single job to make sure that my branding aligns?
I got to touch on something you said there. You mentioned applying to hundreds of jobs a week.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a message for everyone at home. The whole thing's for everyone at home.
Or on the road.
Or wherever you are. The people who I most frequently hear from who cannot find a job are the people who are applying to a huge volume of jobs.
Okay.
It's not weird for me to get an email from someone saying, please help, I've applied to 250 jobs this month. I haven't got a single interview. I don't know what's wrong. And what's wrong is you have applied to too many jobs.
How many am I supposed to apply for?
I would rather see someone apply to 5 to 10 jobs a week where we are going through this process. We're evaluating if we're a fit for the roles we're applying to, and we're doing like, a little bit of tailoring to our resume for the specific applications.
But do we need to update our whole professional branding every time?
Okay, so the more time you put into a given resume, the less likely you are to need to apply to more jobs. So there's like a give and take with how we're spending our time.
Okay.
But I also don't want someone to not apply to a job that they are a good fit for because they're worried it's going to take too much time. So like a middle ground strategy would be to have maybe a few versions of that professional branding. Like when I was applying to jobs out of grad school, I had worked like in events for quite a while. I had worked in like assessment and analytics, and I had worked in like new student transition. So I had like those 3 versions of my resume, each sort of explaining my experience in a different way that showcased like one of those 3 skill areas.
I think what I'm looking for, or what I'm afraid of, is just like, how many hours am I spending, and is this becoming my job?
If like, okay, with the process of like reviewing job descriptions and then like tailoring your branding a bit, the first few times you do it, maybe it might take you like an hour. But I can tell you, like, having practiced for a while, it takes me just a couple of minutes. Because you're like, then you look through the job post and you're like, oh, they mentioned like search engine optimization. I've done that, but I don't talk about it here. I'll pop that as a key skill in. That's it. Like, could be that simple.
I mean, it sounds like a logical approach to it, but I also I respect that people are out there just trying to get a job, and they're just clicking easy apply. But I think I hear you loud and clear of, don't fall down that temptation, because it's not bringing results. And what we want is a job.
Yeah. Can I say something on the easy apply thing?
Oh, please.
So I was just talking to someone who's like hiring for a new position, and he said he got 200 applicants, and they don't like use any kind of ATS filtering tool. And like, honestly, we talk about this later, but like another episode, everyone I've talked to who uses an ATS does not use a keyword filtering feature, and they look at all the resumes. But he got 200 applications, and he said 10 of them were relevant to the role. So like if you're using Easy Apply, you might be one of those people who's kind of dreaming. Like I hear this a lot from people. Oh, I could do everything on this job. I could do everything, and I'm a fast learner. I could pick all this up. And like if you're ever feeling that way, there's people out there who've already have done that job. Yeah. So Easy Apply, if you're like, yeah, I'll just throw it in there, it's usually not like you're not going to be considered. So I just advocate for people like being thoughtful. It's not like something's inherently wrong with Easy Apply, but if that's the extent of the work you're willing to put in, maybe take like a breath and just think about whether or not you really have a shot at this job.
Well, now on to my favorite segment of our podcast, Unusual Interview.
Yes.
Where we ask each other questions that we hope you never get asked in an interview. So my question for you today, Greg, what are 3 things you do every day?
3 things I do every single day. Brush my teeth.
Twice a day?
Yeah, I've been really good about that, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Flossing?
I'm on a hot streak with flossing.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Ariana brought us like a challenge, and she said we're gonna floss every weekday of this month, and I've kept up.
Weekends are breaks.
Have you kept up? Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't you sound confident?
Yeah.
Falling off of it.
Okay, well, I've done it every weekday. I go on the ESPN app to just poke around the sports. ESPN, I know you're watching. Stop putting a 30-second ad before a 15-second highlight. But it's still my favorite sports app. But just for like gathering the facts, and they write great articles too. Third thing I would say is just playing the New York Times games with Ariana first thing in the morning.
Which games?
Oh, Wordle. We're obsessed with Spelling Bee. Right? Wordle Connections. We do the mini, of course. It's a small crossword that you do as fast as you can.
We'll play.
All right. Cool.
Just going to download that real quick.
Okay, Jeff. My unusual interview question for you.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning. An animal is in your bed. What's the last animal you would want to see?
I feel like a raccoon.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to see a raccoon in my bed. One, because it makes me think if they made it to my bed, what else did they get into? Right? Like they must have got through and then they needed a little nap and they've made it to my bed and they do some damage. Those claws are sharp and they're scary and they're stay out of my space. I feel like, a lion, that's cool. Wake up to a lion, it's a big cat.
Yeah.
That's cute.
They're notably lazy too. Next episode, we're going to be diving deep into some more resume stuff.
Into the experience and bullet points. A badass bullet point.
Oh man, that's the most important topic. You have to listen to the next episode if you want a job. You can skip this episode. Oh, you already got to the end.
They already got it.
Just listen to it, please. We'll see you there.